Okay, the time is now 12:53 hours. And signs of all present, I've inserted the 3 DVDs into the recorder and set it to record. This is a digitally recorded interview between Sergeant Neil Edwards of the Australian Defence Force Investigative Service and Corporal Ezekiel Wilkinson of the Special Air Surface Regiment, conducted at the headquarters SASR Campbell Barracks on the 4th August 2014. Present also is Sergeant David Harrison of the Australian Defence Force Investigative Service and WO2 Jerry Crosman of SASR. Sergeant Harrison, would you please identify yourself on tape by stating your number, rank and full name?
Sure. 824-7609, Sergeant David William Harrison.
Sir, would you please identify yourself on tape by stating your number, rank and full name, and in what capacity you attend this interview?
Sure. 8238961, Warrants of Class 2, Jared Anthony John Crozen. Here is the acting SSM of SSS.
For the purpose of the recording, Officer Crozen is here to act purely as an observer during this interview and for Corporal Wilkinson's welfare, which has been permitted by the investigators. Corporal Wilkinson, do you agree that there is no other person present in the room?
True.
Can you just speak a little bit louder, please?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Corporal Wilkinson, do you agree that the time is now 12:54 hours? If you can just stretch.
Just click over to 12:55.
12:55 hours.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Interview commenced at 12:55 hours. Corporal Wilkinson, have you recently consumed any alcohol, drugs or medication?
Not today, no.
Okay. Do you feel well enough to participate in this interview?
Yes.
Are you an Australian citizen?
Yes, I am.
I'm Sergeant Neil Edwards of the Australian Defence Force Investigative Service, and this is Sergeant Dave Harrison, also of the Australian Defence Force Investigative Service, and we are from the Service Police. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay. We are making inquiries into that you supplied a declared substance to another defence member, that substance being GHRP6, and a non-approved medicine, CJC 1295, and that you are in possession of declared substances, mainly GHRP6, and a non-approved medicine, CJC 1295. Do you understand?
I do.
Okay. I intend asking you some questions in relation to this matter. However, before asking you any questions, I will caution you that you do not have to say or do anything, but anything that you do say or do may be used in evidence. Do you understand?
I understand.
You may communicate or attempt to communicate with a friend or relative to inform that person of your whereabouts. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you may communicate or attempt to communicate with a legal practitioner of your choice to be present during questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you have any requests to make as a result of what I have just informed you?
No, this time, no.
Okay. Are you an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander?
No.
If you could just speak a little bit louder, mate.
No.
Thanks. Are you over the age of 18?
Yes.
I now intend to ask you a number of questions, and those questions, together with any answers that you may care to give, will be recorded digitally as the interview proceeds. Do you understand?
Yes.
At the conclusion of our interview, you will be provided with a copy of the recorded interview. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
You are informed that the master copy of the interview will be retained by the Defence Force and may be used in evidence. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
If you require, facilities will be made available for that recording to be played back to you at the conclusion of the interview. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are also advised that you should make arrangements for the safekeeping of the recording handed to you so that it will be available for comparison with the recording retained by the Defence Force. Do you understand?
Yes.
You are also advised that the opportunity will be provided for you or your legal representative to listen to the recording of our interview on request. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
If a transcript is made of this record of interview, a copy of the transcript will be made available to you within 7 days of the transcript being made. Do you understand?
Yes.
What that actually means is that once we send the actual discs off to a transcription service, once we get them back, you'll have that copy within 7 days of us receiving it.
No worries.
For the purpose of the interview, what are your full particulars, including your number, rank and full name?
8522579, Ezekiel Sebastian Wilkinson. Was Mobility Fleet Manager, I guess I technically still am, at SASR, but I'm currently on con leave.
And what is your current unit?
SASR.
What is your date and place of birth?
5th of December 1984, Maxwell, New South Wales.
Sorry, where in New South Wales?
Maxwell.
What's your current residential address?
2694 Marine Parade, Cottesloe.
As I've already informed you, we are making inquiries into allegations that you supplied a declared substance to another defence member. That substance being GHRP6 and a non-approved medicine CJC 1295, and that you're in possession of declared substances, mainly GHRP6 and a non-approved medicine, that being CJC 1295. What can you tell me about this matter?
I'm happy to fully cooperate. As I said, I was not aware those were prohibited substances at all. I've tried to look on the DRM, I've looked on Civi websites. As far as I knew, it was only a banned substance for elite athletes, nobody else. I have not been able to find any information whatsoever that's telling me anything that you've just told me. So at the end, as part of, if I can get those details to go to my solicitor and stuff, because I'm here trying to defend myself against something I didn't even know was an issue. I have been taking the CJC and the GHRP6 to try and recover. I was initially put onto it by a personal trainer in New South Wales, civilian. You can order it straight over the internet from an Australian company, and as far as I knew, it wasn't for human consumption, but I'd seen or read all the results and stuff. I had major spinal surgery at the beginning of last year as a result of a work injury. I was finding it exceedingly hard to recover from it, and I still suffer from chronic pain. The only thing that relieves that are these substances. They help with the scar tissue and they help with the nerve regeneration and all of that. If I stop taking it, within a few weeks, literally my left arm starts rotting away. As far as supplying to someone else goes, I've only ever purchased it for my own use. There was only one occasion where I bought with someone, half and half. It got carted to my address and I picked it up from the post office. I never made money off it and supplied to people. I've never ever done that. As I said, I didn't even know it was an issue. I have not been able to find this listed on any defence things at all. Other than that, when people have asked me, I've told them the Civi website, but I've never supplied anything like that. I've just said, yeah, go to www, do it yourself sort of thing, because as far as I knew, it was legal, and that's the extent of my use or any involvement.
Alright, Zeke, thanks for that. Before we actually get into the interview, okay, I just need to go over what occurred prior to this interview. Okay. For the purpose of the interview, we've agreed to call each other by our first names. Okay. Are you happy with me calling you by your first name?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's Neil and Dave. Yep. All right. So this morning's events, and I just want to go through it. This morning, you were escorted up to HQ SASR, where I introduced myself and Dave Harrison. Yeah. Okay. I basically informed you of the allegation of what's been detailed on tape here, and also cautioned you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
From that, I informed you that we had a number of search warrants. Okay, and I intended to execute those search warrants.
Correct.
And I explained to you what we're actually looking for. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Upon explaining what those search warrants were for, I then conducted a search of yourself and also the property under control as well, so your jacket, that's such. As a result of that search, I recovered your mobile phone and also a voice recorder as well. Is that correct? Okay. So for the purpose of the recording, I'm now introducing Echo Whiskey Oblique 1 and Echo Whiskey Oblique 2, and this is one times white iPhone, and that's your mobile phone that I recovered during the search.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Also Echo Whiskey 2, that's one time black Sony MP3 recorder that I recovered. Okay. Upon concluding that search, we then moved to your workspace. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Where you actually explained, or where it was explained, that you actually shared that workspace with another member from the CSM.
Correct.
Okay. As a result of our inquiries with Corporal Juratovic, okay, who had taken over that workspace, he did say during our inquiries that there was some of your stuff was still there. Under the auspices of that warrant, the search warrant that we, from an authorised officer, I conducted a search of that workspace. Is that correct?
Correct.
And during the search of that workspace, nothing was recovered.
Yeah.
Okay. From there, we moved to a location within Campbell Barracks where your private motor vehicle was located. That being a Toyota Yaris, the registration being 1 Echo Golf Uniform 087, which is a WA plate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. As a result of us having authorised search warrants, I then conducted a search of that motor vehicle.
Correct.
Okay. Prior to conducting a search of that motor vehicle, you were actually reminded of that you were still under caution. As a result of the search of that motor vehicle, I'm now introducing the following items were recovered. Echo Whiskey Oblique 3, which is one times black and silver mobile phone.
Correct.
And also Echo Whiskey Oblique 4, which is one times black Toshiba laptop.
Correct.
Okay. And what I'll do, so during the interview, I may wish to introduce some of these items. Okay, do you understand? Have you got anything else, Stacey?
No.
Okay. Right, Zeke. From your account, you mentioned that you have been using GHR P6 and CJC 1295 as a result of an injury that you have sustained. Okay. You had done some research, but you've not been able to find anything that will tell you the legality of these actual substances.
As far as I was aware, they just hadn't been listed in Australia yet, so they had no legal precedence at this stage. That's what everything on Google told me. So, and again, I couldn't find anything at all in reference on the DRM at all to either as substances.
Okay. You were put onto the substances by a personal trainer back in New South Wales, and you actually obtained the substances from an internet, from an Australian company over the internet.
Correct.
Okay. Regarding the, you use them because you suffered a major spinal injury.
Yes.
Regarding the supply of the items, you denied the fact that you've actually supplied these items to another member. However, you have purchased those items with another person.
Yes, which would look possibly more incriminating towards me because it got delivered to my address. So.
Okay. So, regarding the items GHR P6 and CJC 1295. Explain to me what these substances are.
They are peptides, so unlike steroids and dangerous substances like that, which could be from an animal or whatever, these get into your lymphatic system, so it gets you producing your own growth hormones and things like that. So you're generating pretty much your own substances within your body that induce cell repair and all those other bits and pieces. So it's not going and getting some horse steroid thing, it's actually getting my body to produce its own substances to fix itself.
How long have you been using these substances?
Since it's only you can't put in. No, you just might remember my granddad died end of last year, and that's when I was in Sydney, so I think it was around September or October when I was first introduced, and I was struggling then. I was still sort of going through my rehab, trying to get back to Mech 1 and popping heaps of painkillers and just struggling, and then I got put onto that from there, and I went from being useless to actually being effective and being able to do my job again, so it was quite a...
Describe to me how you take them.
It's just a subcutaneous injection, so you get the 2 vials, you get the 6 and the 1295, each you mix up 2.5 ml of water in each, and then you use 0.1 of a ml of each twice a day, subcutaneous injection into your fat in your stomach or wherever you've got fat. Sometimes you can use it intramuscular, which if my neck's really bad, I'll directly inject it in there, and that'll get the hormones around the damage like working twice as hard. But the difference is insane. And when I stop taking it, if I gotta stop taking it, it's gonna... Anyway.
How long have you been a defence magazine?
It's my 8th year.
Now, GHRP6 is a declared substance. Okay. Do you have any lawful authority have you been given any lawful authority from any person to have possession of this substance?
I didn't know I needed it, no.
Did you have any lawful authority from any person to distribute this substance? You got anything at the stage, Dave?
No.
Okay. Explain to me the circumstances regarding the events of you purchasing these items with another person.
It was just at the start of the year, been talking about it, because they came up on topic on SOFIC, which is Special Forces Operation Induction Course, and talking about it with the medics and stuff, and like just as a general thing, not talking about purchasing it, just talking about the actual substances themselves and what they do in people's bodies. So it's just a generalised conversation. And as far as they told me as well, it wasn't even a against the rule thing. And I met one of the other lads there because he only posted in this year, and he wanted to try some for his hit for him. It was just muscles. Which, anyway, and as far as we both knew, there was no issue with it. So we went halves. It was only the once. It was 1 vial of each, and we had a bit of a falling out afterwards, just work and mates wise, and then that was the only person. So I'm assuming this is probably some lashback of me, I'm guessing.
Okay. Who's the other person?
Scott Gooch.
Explain your relationship with him.
He's another truckie at the unit at SOSI.
How long have you known him for?
Just this year, so since January.
Describe him to me.
What context?
His physical appearance.
Stocky, average height, dark hair.
Now you mentioned where, when you've purchased these items, which website did you get them from?
They changed names. So it was Clinical Grade Peptides, which I think that one was. But then it changed. I don't know. The website's been taken down now, so because the legislation is coming in soon. So.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, the legislation's not in yet. But anyway. It's just finally putting it on the Australian listing. As far as I know, it's still not on the Australian listing. But you're telling me otherwise.
How much did you pay for the items?
It's about 50. There's two sorts of 1295, and I can't remember which ones they were. You got one with DAC, one without DAC. One like stays in your system longer. So one gives you like a 3-hour growth pulse. One is like a 24-hour period. I don't know which one it was that was with him, but the 6 is about $50 a vial, and the without DAC is 50, and the with DAC is 100. So I don't remember which one it was. So maximum 150 each on that. Yeah, it's Australian business, straight through the registered post, straight to your door.
When did this occur?
Would have been February.
Where did Googe come and get these items from?
He picked it up from my place. Oh, the package got carted to my house, so I went to the post office, picked it up, and then he came by and picked it up.
When did the exchange of money take place?
No, I can't even remember whose card we paid for it on. It was either my card or his card. I don't know. Would have been the same day it was ordered online. So.
Oh, the information I've received is that that member paid $195 per item. Would that be
Per item?
Yeah.
No way.
Or is it for the both?
It must have been for both. Which might be about right after tax. GST. Could be. And plus postage, because it's like $15 direct, $15 express post and all that. So that's probably about right. It's probably actually cheaper than what it was worth when you finally do it all.
Regarding the items that you gave or you purchased together with Googe, did you force him into doing it at all?
No way. No, he was the one that was approaching me.
When did he approach you?
Just after Suffolk.
Can you explain those circumstances to me?
I just told him I was using it to recover from my neck injury, and he wanted it to get big. So
was the legality mentioned at all?
he told me that as far as he knew, there was nothing wrong with it too. So. Because it's not, well, his exact words were, it's not illegal, it's just not for human consumption. He knew more about it than I did back then. So, I mean, I just got put onto it by my mates, and it worked, so I didn't dispute it.
What's the defence policy regarding prohibited substances?
Well, it's a zero tolerance policy, but like I said, I didn't know it was a prohibited substance. I just literally thought it wasn't listed. I literally looked it up, tried to look it up on DRN, and it was not there anywhere.
Did you carry out any further checks, for instance, with medical centres or your unit?
Well, like I said, I had that conversation at Suffolk with the medics, and they said it wasn't for human consumption. So it wasn't, as far as I knew, it wasn't listed as a prohibited substance. It was just a not recognised, not endorsed substance in Australia at that time. Just like your pre-workout powders and stuff. You have them for a bit, and then all of a sudden they decide there's an element in them that they don't like, and then they'll put them on the ban list. So to me, it was exactly the same thing. So, and as far as I still know, apart from the legislation changes they're coming in that I don't even know if it's in yet, I'm pretty sure it's not, because the last time I looked at the website it said they're still open, and they said legislation coming in, and they're still doing business. So, yeah, as far as I've been aware at all stages, I've never broken any laws.
Have you approached anybody? Now the medics, from what you
medics,
said.
I just accepted what they said and what other people have been telling me, and the fact I couldn't find anything on it on Google or DRN. Everything I've looked at, both medical people, other people that have recommended it to me, other people that have researched it, everything that I could find on the internet, nothing's told me I was doing anything wrong.
Who was the medical?
I don't know, they were the new guys posting. There was a whole table of them sitting around. And it was just a generalised conversation about they weren't taking them. They just literally, they came up. So.
Was the legality mentioned during any conversation?
No, just as I said, they literally said it was not for human consumption. That was it. That was the extent of the legalities.
Okay, so apart from your checks on the internet, have you conducted any other inquiries to find out the legality of these substances?
I brought up that I was taken for injury repair in psych interview, and he said, I don't know if they're illegal, so you need to go away and check that, because if it is, he's under obligation to report it. I went, okay, yeah, fair enough, as far as I know it's not. And then I spent almost half a day on the computer trying to find it on DRN and couldn't find a thing about it.
Who's the psych?
Christian Hedeby here. And yeah, so I went back to him and said, yep, couldn't find anything, and he was happy with that. So, because yeah, he was going to report me if it was an issue, and I told him I couldn't find anything. So,
did you raise it with him, or did he?
He asked me for the legalities, and I said everyone's told me everything I've looked at, everything says no, it's not an issue. And he's like, well, you better go and double check, and I did, and still to this date, I didn't think I'd done anything wrong.
Okay. Do you consent for us to access your medical records? Because there will be notes regarding.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want to do. Look at everything.
Okay.
I'm completely transparent.
So, you consent for us to access your medical records?
Yes.
In relation to that conversation?
Yeah.
Okay. So no dramas. Right. Have you got anything at this stage, Dave?
Just a couple of things. The you said credit cards. Who do you bank with?
Back then, I think still doing mostly everything through Defence Bank.
Can you just explain this transaction in a bit more detail? Did someone pay for the whole lot, or was cash exchanged?
I do think I may have paid for it on my card on payday, and then he just gave me the difference, but I can't be 100% sure. I'll have to, if that website was still running, because they changed to something else, I could have probably logged in and seen my transaction history and then got the details off there, but I don't think that one's even up and running anymore.
What about any receipts?
I don't have. I don't know, they might be floating around on the cloud, but I like that cloud. I've had a new phone since then, so.
Oh, okay. So most of your surfing is done on your
phone. So there'll probably be receipts on there for stuff I've bought for myself. I'll tell you straight up, there'll be shit on. Oh, excuse the language. There'll be things on there that I've bought purely myself. I did buy a few, 5 vials of each for when I got my tax back to get me to the end of the year, because I know I'm going to be, with discharging and everything else, I'm going to be out of pocket a fair bit, and I just want to, because like I said, I rot away if I don't take it. So there'll probably be a receipt on there for, that's the new website, it's Biochem Research. But they're closing down anyway. But yeah, there'll probably be one for like $600, but that's all for me.
Okay. You still have these items?
I've got 3 of each left.
Okay. Where are they?
In my fridge at home.
Do you consent for us to do a search of those premises?
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, that's all I've got. 3 unopened of each, 2 half full vials that I've been taking currently, and yeah.
Zeke, I must inform you that you do not have to consent to a search of those premises. Do you understand?
Oh, okay, well that's the only thing I had there, so I've declared it, so if you don't need to search other than that, then I'd prefer you didn't. But that's all I've got.
Okay.
If it looks better that you go and do a full search, then I'm happy.
That's your decision. I've got to inform you. Okay, I've got to ask you for consent.
Yep.
Okay, but I must inform you that you do not have to consent. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So it's purely your decision to allow us in that property to recover those substances, knowing that they are non-prescription medicines and non-approved medicines.
Yeah, okay.
So it's your decision.
Well, I'll hand them in. So
Okay. Well, what we'll do is that we'll come to that property. Okay. We will at the end of this interview, we'll come to that property.
How do? Oh, this is a side, and you probably don't even know. Don't know how I go back getting a prescription for one.
Okay. Well, you'll have to
Yeah,
you'll have to speak to your doctor.
Fish, that's fine. I'll have a chat to him.
Okay. You have to speak to your doctor regarding this.
Okay.
Okay. And that's one of the things that should be done when you're taking anything that you're getting.
I just got pretty desperate.
It's understandable. Okay. So
But yeah,
I've got some.
I'll give
Okay.
them to you.
Excellent. When was the last time you used?
Last night.
Last night.
I injected my neck before bed last night.
What time?
Sometime around 10, I'd imagine. PM, 2200.
Do you consent to provide a specimen of urine for
Yeah,
analysis?
that's fine. Anyway.
Yep. Now, regarding the items you supplied, Gooch, we've recorded those items. So you have confirmed that you were supplied 2 vials to him. Is that correct?
Supply we co-bought.
You co-bought.
Both.
Okay, no troubles. You got anything else to say?
No.
So what I intend to do, Zeke, we'll go through some from documentation here, and that will be your consent form for providing the urine sample, and also a consent to search your premises. Now, although you're going to go to the premises, obtain the items and hand them over, it's still classed as a search, okay? That's fine. We're doing it under your consent, so we're actually going to enter the property with you.
That's fine.
You're going to obtain the items and hand them in to us.
Too easy.
Okay,
That's fine.
we still need to get an acknowledgement that is a consent to search.
Gotcha.
I must inform you at any time. Okay, you can withdraw your consent. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to bother with that now. No need. first of all, we'll do the consensus search. For the purpose of the recording, this is a Form 5. This is our acknowledgement consensus search that I'm going to get Zeke to actually fill in. What I'll do, Dave, if you can just assist him with this, because it's a little bit far across the table. Okay. Where's your pen? Okay. Dave will take you through the form now.
Right, it's a Form 5. Just your details there, mate. PMPs, rank and name.
Middle.
Yeah, put your name in. So I've been informed that I may refuse to give my consent in relation to the investigation of service offence to be searched. Cross that out. To the search of the clothing worn by me, cross that out because that's already been done under a warrant. As the occupier, to the entry and search of cross out land, premises known as, full address there please. Now just with these ones, I just need your initial each side of those cross-outs. And you can also cross out property under my immediate control, because we've already done that. That's in relation to vehicle, that's already been done, so you can cross that out. Yep, oh hang on, yep. Yeah, cross out that, and then the initial. Okay, so in a nutshell, it's just the premises. I have on date and time.
Use my iPhone, so
Time is on this. It's 13:30.
it's 4th
4th of August.
13.
Yep, 13:30. At here, Swanbourne. We might just put up the top there, mate, Campbell Barracks, just to be a little bit more specific. And now we're going to repeat the process. Given my consent in relation to the investigation service offence, so cross out to be searched, cross out the next one, and the next one. Now leave, just cross out land, and then cross out the last one, and then initials on each side of those lines. And then again with the date, 4th of August. And signature. Okay, do you understand what you've consented to?
Yes,
Just in your own words?
I consented to allow you to come to my property and I'll give you all everything I want.
Thanks, sir. You go now.
Excellent. Also, Zeke, I've got a consent to taking of a specimen of urine from yourself. Okay, I'd like you to provide. If I can get Dave just to take you through that as well.
Okay, full name, rank, please. Number 2, inserting either an examination or a specimen. Yep, so you can just sort of write that out, please. Now, in relation to this one, I do not wish to have a medical practitioner of my choice to be present during the examination. you have a particular doctor
Just
that you like?
John.
Or can it be any doctor? It's up to you.
I know all of them here, so it's been done here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when we get down to the medical centre, you're just happy for either whoever's available.
I'll just, yeah. That's fine.
In 5, so 5 here, in here. 101 Quebec Alpha. Brackets 2. And then 6. I've been informed that pursuant to subsection 6, because we're doing the specimen, so put that 101 Quebec Alpha 2 again.
Do I need to list all the painkillers and stuff on one too? Or?
Yeah, we want that. We'll get into that. Should I consent to the taking of the specimen? Is number 7? Eight, and later refuse or fail to submit. Of course you're going to write out that. These new forms are ridiculous.
Look fucking way, mate.
Okay, description of examination or sample consented to. Urine. Dated. 4th of August. Signature. Bank full name. Name keys.
Full name.
I just missed out one. 3. So it'll be 101 Quebec 2 brackets alpha again. That's just referring to the reference in the DFDA. So, yep, Quebec alpha 2 brackets alpha. Sorry. 101 Q 2 A5. Now just be advised, this one's pretty important. So you have been informed by 101 Quebec 2 Alpha with the Act that should you agree to take it and then you refuse to, you'd be committing an offence, do you understand?
Yeah, that's fine.
Whereas with the search, you can withdraw your consent at any time, with this you can't.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to just have a read through that?
So regarding the consent for us to access your medical records, I want to access, you did indicate that you would allow us to access your medical records. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
It
excellent.
shows you what
There will be
happens.
a separate form that we'll need to get for that, which I've not got with me at the moment. It's not in there, no. Which we'll get you to fill in at some good time. Yep, that's good. Okay. Excellent. So, regarding the account that you've given to us, your actions at the time, did you know what you were doing was wrong?
No.
Okay. Your actions, is it what, regarding the whole of this allegation, is your actions, is it what we would expect from a member of the ADF?
I don't know. Oh, I know other people that take supplements and stuff, just like supplements. To me, it's just a supplement, but I guess I see where you're coming from. But I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. The whole reason I did it was because I loved the army and I wanted to salvage what I had and keep going. And so yeah, the whole intention behind it was to stay a soldier, to stay a public servant, to try and. That was the whole motivation behind it. I wasn't just doing it for some selfish friggin' gain or some little mad pair of bathers. I was doing it because of worked my ass off the last 8 years. I love the army, and now I can't stay in anymore. I can't. So yeah, it was the heart behind it, what a soldier would do. Yes, it was. But I get where you're coming from.
We're coming to the end of the interview. Or do you want to take a break now?
I'm okay.
It's all good. Cool. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, let's finish up. Dave, do you have any questions you wish to ask?
No.
Okay. Zeke, is there anything further you wish to say about this matter?
No, I'd just really like a copy for myself of the substance and where it's actually written that it's wrong.
Sure. That's no. I can point to it actually on the internet, and I'll arrange to get a copy for you. Basically, I can give you a copy of the Act. However, our inquiries are with the actual Therapeutics Administration, and they're the ones that have informed me regarding the legalities of the substances. So I can give you the Act. I can't give you where it states that particular thing is.
How the hell do they expect you to know it's wrong if you can't? That's the problem. Like, sorry, I just.
It's when it comes to anything like that, is go to the doctors and ask them. And they will be able to tell you, or they will give you advice. So these are the people you need to speak to. Because medicines, it's the therapeutics goods administration. And they have a direct line that you just phone them. And that's how you do it, and that's how I did it. It's not a police thing. They have their own administration, also the Department of Health as well. They will assist anybody with any questions regarding any type of substances, and that's how you do it. It's a simple phone call. Okay.
Okay, if you know where to go to do the phone call in the first place.
As a junior NCO, okay, me personally, I would expect you to ask a doctor before you take any substance. That is just my opinion. Okay. These people, the Therapeutics Goods Administration, they have a direct line with you. Okay, but the actual Act I can't give you detail, because these lists change all the time. Okay. And all sorts of things that make up, so I do apologise, I can't give you that straight away. But I can give you the number for the Therapeutics Goods Administration people. Like I say, anything regarding any substances, they will be able to tell you, one, whether it's a medicine, whether it's a prescribed medicine, whether you have to obtain a prescription for it, whether it's prohibited import as well. Okay. We have also received information that these are prohibited imports, but you know, as soon as though you claim that you've got them from an Australian company,
paid tax on them.
Okay.
Did you ever purchase them internationally?
No.
Excellent. Okay, Zeke, I now intend to conclude this interview. However, you may be required for another interview at a later date. If you are not required, a report will be submitted about this matter. If a written transcript is made of this interview, a copy will be provided to you or your legal practitioner within 7 days. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Do you require facilities to listen to the recorded interview that has been made with you today?
No, so I get my copy.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Have your answers, as given in this interview, been made of your own free will?
yes.
Has any threat, promise, or other inducement been held out to you to give the answers as recorded as has any threat, promise, or other inducement been held out to you to give the answers as recorded in this interview?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Has any threat, promise, or other inducement been held out to you to give the answers as recorded in this interview?
No.
Have I threatened you in any way?
No.
Okay. Have I promised you anything?
No.
Okay. And have I offered you anything regarding the answers that you have provided in this interview?
No.
Has anybody else?
No.
Okay. Do you require your copy of the recording to be safely stored by the Commonwealth?
No, I'll keep it myself.
Do you agree that the time is now 13:44 hours?
Yes.
Interview concluded 13:44 hours.